The year is 1919. The Great War, a conflict that was supposed to end all wars, has finally concluded. Nations across Europe are gathered in Versailles, not to celebrate victory, but to redraw the map of the world and decide the fate of the vanquished. Amidst the pomp and the backroom deals, two nations, once hailed as allies, found themselves on the fringes, their sacrifices overlooked and their aspirations dashed. Japan and Italy, two empires forged in the crucible of industrialization and eager to assert their newfound power on the global stage, felt a profound sense of betrayal. Both nations had entered the war with promises of territorial gains and increased influence, enshrined in secret treaties. Italy, in particular, had been lured into the conflict by the secret Treaty of London in 1915, which guaranteed them significant territorial concessions in the Adriatic and beyond. Japan, seeking to expand its dominance in Asia, had joined the Allies with hopes of acquiring German colonial possessions in the Pacific. However, at the Paris Peace Conference, these promises began to unravel. The Italian delegation, led by Prime Minister Vittorio Orlando, found themselves increasingly at odds with the other Allied powers, particularly the United States, led by President Woodrow Wilson. Wilson's idealistic 14 points, which emphasized self-determination and opposed territorial aggrandizement, clashed directly with Italy's irredentist claims. Despite Orlando's impassioned pleas, Italy was denied Fiume, a strategically important port city, and its claims over Dalmatia were significantly curtailed. This outcome was a bitter pill to swallow, leading to the infamous Italian cry of "Vittoria mutilata," mutilated victory. Similarly, Japan's ambitions were met with resistance. While they were granted Germany's Pacific Islands north of the equator, their permanent for a racial equality clause in the League of Nations Covenant was rejected, largely due to opposition from the United States, Australia, and New Zealand. This snub, coupled with the Shandong Peninsula issue where China's pleas were ignored and Japan's claims were upheld, left Japan feeling that its status as a major world power was not fully recognized. This sense of being shortchanged and disrespected sowed the seeds of deep resentment in both nations. For Italy, it fueled nationalist sentiments that would later be exploited by Benito Mussolini and the rise of fascism. For Japan, it contributed to a growing sense of disillusionment with the Western powers and a turn towards a more assertive, expansionist foreign policy that would ultimately lead to further conflict in the 20th century. The Versailles Treaty, intended to secure lasting peace, instead laid the groundwork for future grievances, leaving Japan and Italy feeling betrayed by the very allies they had fought alongside.